Okay. Um, this is not scripted, and normally I keep real world or current events off my page, my TikTok, my YouTube, but I wanted to address this. Yesterday, Spirit Airlines closed, well, for good. Spirit Airlines, and it bothers me because I have a deep history with Spirit Airlines. For one, for starters, my niece, she works for Spirit Airlines, so she lost her job. Um, Two, I mean, for as long as I can remember, I flew with Spirit Airlines, not because I couldn't afford other airlines. I mean, I flew with Southwest, American, I don't like Delta, and I flew with United. But the thing is, Spirit Airlines really helped me out when I was in a bind, when I was, for the last 30 years of existence, when I needed a quick flight, a quick budgeted flight, like when, I would send my players, I used to be a managing director of a esports fighting group, the Fighters Alliance. When we needed a quick flight to send this player to Vegas for Evo, or we need to send this player to, mostly national. International, I used other airlines, but we need to send this player to Chicago for a combo breaker or this and that. Spirit came through clutch, for that. But to be even more personal, Spirit really came in clutch in the last 12 years for me because I relocated from Detroit, Michigan down to Dallas in 2012. And I say 2019, my grandmother passed. And to get a quick, I drove up there. No, I flew up there. Just, and I flew up there. She took her last breath in my arms, and then I flew back. And I was like, I got to get my family up here. And thanks to Spirit, I got my family of five, well, under $1,000, a family of five to fly up there so I could see my grandmother in her last final resting place. And then did it again 2 years later in 2021 to see my mother in her final resting place. So Spirit, came in clutch a lot of times throughout these last 30 years for me. And it just kind of annoys me when people make fun about Spirit. I mean, I get it. There are other better airlines out there, but to me, Spirit, came clutch when it came clutch. You understand? I was always on if flight number 313 to go back to Detroit, or flight 734 to come back home to Dallas, or I forget the number of the other flights to go to Vegas for Evo, or just to go hang out, or go to California to spend Thanksgiving with my no, we didn't use Spirit. We used American Airlines. But regardless to the fact, kind of irritates me how people making fun of this instead of good riddance. I mean, quiet as is kept in its existence for 30 years. There hasn't been an airline crash from Spirit Airlines. As much as you said the bumping it was from the turbulence, how much they charge you for everything, every nook and cranny, or luggage, for snacks, even for water. There was no fatalities. There were no souls lost in from Spirit Airlines. Think about that. I'll say it again. There were no souls lost while flying for Spirit Airlines in the last 30 years. Can either airline say that? Look, I'm not trying to say I'm trying to spell. I mean, I've had issues with Spirit Airlines, but I mean, let's keep it a buck, and truth is truth and fair is fair. And I'm kind of down, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. This kind of rubs me, horribly. I just want to take this time and say thank you to the whole company, Spirit Airlines. You have come clutch when I needed you, and it's a shame that you got to go. Not gotta go. It's a shame that you are going. It's messed up. Meanwhile, I got to spend 3,000, 4,000 just to go back to Detroit with American Airlines. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.